Let's go, let's go, let's go. Sleazeball here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my quarterback tiers list. I'm going to give you 1 through 20. The Ballers will be my top 5, then tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And then I'm going to go with sleepers outside of the top 20 out of the top 12 that are left and try and find you 5 sleepers deep play for your league if you need. As always, guys, if you like the content, like and subscribe down below. And if you have any questions or anything about fantasy football, anything there is, drop them in there. I try to answer them all as fast as I can. Trades, dynasty, whatever it is, lineups, anything. Always here to help you out. Trying to bring you the best fantasy football content to help you win your leagues. And let's start balling, baby. Let's go. So when you're looking at these quarterbacks at the bottom right here, this is Fantasy Pros ECR's expert rankings of 1 through 20. So Josh Allen to Trevor Lawrence is 1 through 10 in week 4. Daniel Jones, number 11, to Matt Stafford, number 20. So I'm going to mix and match, platform. This is like average platform for everybody into my own rankings and share my info of what I think. So with number 1, when is this guy going to get the respect that he deserves? He should not be number 5. Tua Tagovailoa, my dark horse MVP sleeper on Twitter that I called before the season, is just that dude, man. Listen to these metrics real quick and tell me how experts don't rank this guy number 1, right? So 1,024 pass yards, number 1. Deep balls thrown, 13, number 1. Red zone throws, 13, number 3. Pass attempts overall, 101, that's number 8. But, they were up by 50 points last game, so he probably lost a bunch of attempts there. Air yards, 764, number 2. I mean, everything is number 1. Yards per attempt, number 1, 10 yards. Air yards per attempt, 10.2, number 1. Best ball points, number 3. I mean, it's just all his metrics are number 1. EPA plus 40.3, number 1. Tua is that dude. He gets the Bills. This is going to be another shootout game. I mean, every game is going to be a shootout game to keep up with this Dolphin offense. I mean, if they dropped 70 points without Waddle last week, it's just going to be even more this week. I don't know if I say even more versus the Bills D, but it's going to be a high-scoring game. And sticking with that, I'm going to go with Josh Allen at number 2. I told you guys after week 1, do not panic. All will be well in Buffalo. Josh Allen will be back, and he's done nothing but come back and just perform like a top 5 or 4 or 3 QB that you want. 728 pass yards on the season, 73% completion. He's back to Josh Allen. Tied with Tua in red zone targets. I mean, the Bills' offense is clicking on all cylinders now. But the crazy part is his true completion percentage rate is number 1, higher than Tua's. So he's even hitting his targets even more, even though he has those like weird games where he throws 2-3 picks. I don't think that's going to happen here in this game. I think they're going to be flying around. I feel like Diggs, Gabe Davis, everyone in this game, James Cook, everyone is a must start in this game. It's going to be so high scoring. He even has 3 red zone carries. So, I mean, that's number 3 for all QBs behind Hurts. So, I mean, Josh Allen, always a baller for me whenever he's on the field, no matter what. Heading to number 3, Justin Herbert. He gets I know he lost Mike Williams, but he gets the Oakland Raiders. So in his career versus the Oakland Raiders, he averaged 330 pass yards a game in his career, and the Raiders are shambles right now. Kenny Pickett just shredded him. So, I mean, Justin Herbert must start. I almost thought about putting him as my number 1 star, but I mean, Tua, I just can't. I can't take Tua out of there without he's playing right now. It's ridiculous. Coming to number 4, Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts, he had the offense with the new offensive coordinator just hasn't looked the same to me as, normal, like last year, high flying, everything, all through the air, flying around. Where AJ Brown, tons of yards. It's more him in these crazy Eagles QB sneaks at the 1-yard line. Like DeAndre Swift is taking him down there like 4 times to the 1. And Jalen Hurts literally QB sneaks it every time. The NFL has to change this rule, though. I mean, getting pushed in the back and straight through is just unstoppable. Every 3rd and 1, every 4th and 1, it's the same play every time. His rushing ability puts him top 5 every week, and these QB sneaks put him top 5 every single week. They get the Redskins. This should be another Jalen Hurts 20-plus smash game. At number 5, I know he's playing the Jets, but I can't take Mahomes out. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is just always going to be on my baller list unless he's hurt every time. I mean, always a must start QB, no matter what, every single time. Now that Kels is getting healthier, you can see the Kels connection happening again. So Mahomes right now only has 800 yards passing and 65% pass completion, which is about his norm, I guess you'd say, with the wide receiver weapons that he has. He's still taking the deep shots at number 3. He still is top 10 in every metric. He's actually number 7 in pressured throws, so he's been getting pressured a lot more this year than last year. But, that could be due to the offensive line shake around and injuries and stuff. He also is taking a lot more red zone carries, which is very strange. He's number 3 in red zone carries, tied with Josh Allen. I mean, I just wish that they would go trade for a Devontae Adams or DeAndre Hopkins and give this guy a wide receiver 1. And then it would just be lights out. But he's going to be my number 5. He's going to be on the baller list every single week, but he's my number 5 right now. To tier 2, I am going to follow suit here. So nothing with updates have happened yet of Anthony Richardson passing concussion protocol, but I'm 99.1% sure. I'll give a 0.9 miss that he doesn't pass, but I'm pretty sure he's in the pass concussion protocol. He has been an absolute phenom as a rookie heading into this season. I even missed on it. I know that he's getting all the rushing work. The passing doesn't look the same, but that will come over time. Coaching staff, everything will help him with that. Michael Pittman has been an absolute stud of 10 plus targets a game. Josh Downs looks good. Alex Pierce looked finally decent last week. I mean, the Colts are actually 2-1. I never saw that coming, even with Gardner Minshew over the Ravens. That was kind of crazy. But they have the defense to give this guy more opportunities weekly, and it is just going to get better and better and better. He just got to stop taking these hits, man. If he keeps taking these hits, his season's going to be over before it started. But if he's out there on the field right now, Anthony Richardson is an absolute superstar. He gets the Rams at home, and Joe Burrow just toasted him with a bad calf, and you could tell Burrow was limping around. So I expect Anthony Richardson to run all over this Rams D. I would say 20. I'm going to say 20 plus for Anthony Richardson. At number 7, I'm going to mix it up because I don't like the matchups. I'm going to go with smoking Joe Burrow. So off that calf game with the Rams, didn't find a touchdown pass, which was, bothersome, but they got the win, which keeps the season intact, keeps everyone off the panic mode, keeps them that Joe Burrow is going to be fine for next week, which it does. Now he gets the Tennessee pass defense, which is atrocious. Number 1 worst. Jamar Chase is going to eat. They finally figured out that they got to start moving Jamar Chase all over the field, and look what happened, man. He toasted up 150, 14 targets. The guy was out of control. It's going to be fireworks between Joe. T. Higgins dropped a lot of balls last week, but I assume that's just one of those games that happened. He was having cramps or whatever. So Joe Burrow, I'm going to put at 7, and as 20 plus smash play this week versus the Titans pass D, which is terrible. Number 8, I'm going to go wild here. You're going to be like, why Danny Dimes? He is going to get the Seattle Seahawks defense, who just got absolutely shredded by Andy, the Red Rifle Dalton, for 364 yards. And the Giants are at home, and it's on Monday night. This is going to be Seahawks going to be a high-scoring game, I feel, for Seattle. But that means that Danny Dimes is going to have to keep up, and I like the running ability he has. It's going to work against the Seattle defense this week. I'm going to put Danny Dimes in top 10, and that is a bold, bold call heading into this week. At number 9, I've been very, very skeptical with this Ravens offense, man. It hasn't looked the part of the hype of the offseason. I know that OBJ is hurt and Rashad Bateman just got hurt. Zay Flowers is still seeing 10 targets a game, but Lamar Jackson is not. Where is Mark Andrews? Where is the passing yards? Lamar Jackson has been absolutely struggling in these wins. Well, they're 2-1. They lost last week, but in the wins overall, just together, I can't even get Lamar. I don't even know if I should put him top 10, but I'm going to. He only has 608 passing yards. That is a 202.75 average a game. That is not what Todd Monken's offense is supposed to bring. I'm hoping it gets better. That's why I'm putting him at number 9. They do play the Browns. The Brown D is no joke, but Lamar Jackson should be running. It should keep him in the top 10. I mean, he's taken 10.7 carries per game as a quarterback, so he's going to get the rushing attempts no matter what, and he has 200 rushing yards. 200 rushing yards and 600 passing yards. That tells you how much the passing game is not working right there, but the rushing is going to keep him in the top 10 for me. At number 10 was the guy I had at number 1 last week. Kirk Cousins came in back. He's got back-to-back 30-point games, but the scary thing here is that the Vikings keep losing, man. And I know that Kirk Cousins has still looked good. Like, he's a 302 touchdown every game right now. You got Justin Jefferson. He's averaging 150 a game every time. This guy's unstoppable. Kirk can just throw it up to him. He will go get it every single time. But the losing is what's making me a little nervous about owning if you're a Cousins owner. But I don't know if they have anything else to turn to. They might, end up like 5-12, but at least Cousins played every game. But every time he's on the field, he's probably going to be top 10 for me right now at the moment. Heading down to tier 2 at number 11. My goodness, what is going on in Duval County? Trevor Lawrence, I was so high on coming into the season. I'm like, he's a generational talent. Now he has Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley has, struggled points-wise the past 2 games, but he also had tiptoe touchdowns by a centimeter that he missed. So 2 touchdowns are missing in that, way to look at it. But Trevor Lawrence is losing games that he should not be losing. He's still throwing for 736 yards. Not a great average. I know that ETN's rushed a little more this year. He looks better than last year. But the metrics behind Trevor Lawrence are a little scary right now. So let me break this down for you. He only has 6 deep balls. That's it. 6. With Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram. 6 balls over 20 yards. That is not Trevor Lawrence status at all. He's better than that. Their pace of play is down from last year. They're down to 13. They were at 3. They need to pick it up. They need to start running, hurry up, or get it going faster. They're running too slow. His pass time in the pocket is going longer. It needs to be shorter. He's at 2.7. That is not what it should be. His yards per attempt are 6.5. That's 26th in the NFL. Like, these are not, I do expect it to get better. These are not Trevor Lawrence metrics, but if it keeps up, the panic button is like at an 8 right now. So, I mean, he needs to pull it together. He's still carrying the ball 5 times a game with you. Like, the running ability is still there. It's number 8 for quarterbacks. Not high, not bad, but he needs to pick it up now, or it might be like you start to look for a package trade here because he has way too many weapons and is too good to look this bad at this moment right now. Heading over to number 12 is my guy, Brock, Mr. Irrelevant, Iowa State Cyclone Purdy. Last week, just so you know, I know they're playing the Giants, and you can look at it however you want. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the Giants blitzed him at a NFL next-gen stat record, NFL record of 86%, just to test to see if he could handle it, and he thrived. I know they played the Arizona Cardinals, but I said that last week with the Cowboys, and the Cowboys got popped in the mouth. So I'm going to be thinking this is a blowout game with the volume maybe down for Brock, but maybe the Cardinals just aren't that bad. I don't think they're good. I think it was a blemish game. The Cowboys just played down to the competition, but I'm going to put Purdy at 12 just because the weapons around him. He could get 20 points in 3 quarters and be out by the 4th, but depends on game script here. But if the Cardinals stay in it, then Purdy's going to be a smash play. So heading down to number 13, I'm going to go Geno Smith Monday night, sticking with Danny Dimes' game here. Geno Smith just does nothing but produce, and it gets no draft love. It trips me out. Like the weapons he has, and DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jay Season, who Jay Season has not lived up to it yet, but I'm hoping that comes around. But still, he's throwing 736 yards, a 70% completion percentage rate, 7.2 yards per attempt. All his metrics are top 10. Red zone targets, top 10. Number 8, money throws. Number 9. Like, he's got so many top 10 metrics, and he doesn't get drafted. Like a true completion. Number 6. I mean, QBR, number 6. Passer rating, number 5. Everything. And this is the Giants on Monday night. This should be an absolute smash play for Geno Smith. The only thing that kind of worries me a little bit is that it's like the K9 show. Like it's 20 carries for K9 a game right now, and he's got 50 points in 2 games. They are leaning towards smash mouth run football these past 2 games, and Charbonnet sprinkled in more. So that's my only like worrisome reason that I have Geno low right now. And I feel like the Giants offense, I hope they can keep up, but I don't, it could be one of those games that get away again. And the Giants they have not looked good, man. At number 14, are you ready? The Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. So as of right now, it looks like Bryce Young is going to be doubtful for this game. So he just threw for 361 yards, made the Panthers offense light a fire in their wide receivers. And now they get the Minnesota Vikings, who are second worst versus the pass. This should be a DFS smash, a best ball, whatever kind of drafts you do. Hang on, my throat's charred up. For Andy Dalton, this should be 300 plus again. I mean, easy smash play here for Andy Dalton against the Vikings. Their defense is very leaky. It's in Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins. That's why they're throwing for so many yards, because their defense is so bad. But this is honestly, I like him. I'll get to that at the end. I'll break down the whole list, and I'll tell you how many people I actually like Andy Dalton over this week. Number 15. He just keeps going down and down and down. I don't even know if he's going to keep his job, man. Justin Fields. He gets the Denver Broncos. Okay. Do you remember what happened last week to the Denver Broncos defense? They let 70 points go against them. Everyone keeps saying, if this is the game for Justin Fields, this is the game for this has to be the game right here. I mean, this is the best position he's been in this season as a quarterback heading into a game. This defense is absolutely terrible. If he doesn't get 20 points here, I might just write him off my whole top 20 list by itself. I mean, they've got to stop making him a pocket passer. They've got to let him get out and run and create. He looks like just a deer in the headlights taking sacks. Honestly, I'm just keeping him up here just because the talent I think that he has, but he has not looked, he might look like him and Zach Wilson, probably the worst starting quarterbacks right now in the NFL, which is very bad to say with how much I even put a lot of draft capital into him, dynasty and my league. So I'm going to leave him here for now. This is it. I mean, this is your game, Fields, right here. Heading down to tier 3, I'm going to stick with the same game here. Russell Wilson and this Denver Bronco offense it's the same thing here. It's the same thing as like the Justin Fields talk. The Bears defense is terrible. So both these quarterbacks, this is like the 0-3 last hurrah right here. I mean, this has got to be the game for both of them. I hope they both ball out and at least bring fantasy managers back to life, but it has been really, really rough. Russell Wilson, though, is still thrown for 800 yards in 3 games, which is better than, the first 4 I just gave you in total yardage. They're just not winning games. But, I mean, the Denver Bronco defense, 3rd worst versus the pass. Russell Wilson still has some decent metrics in. He has third most in red zone targets. He's top 10 under pressure, number 9. He makes money throws over 25 plus yards. He's number 9. So, I mean, it's their yards per attempt. He's still going deep. He's at 7.2. He's still top 5 in fantasy points per game, but that was because of that Hail Mary that saved a 31-point game. I don't know if I really fully believe in that. But the interesting thing is his passer rating is number 6 and his EPA is number 2. I mean, he's not playing bad. They're just not winning. I guess by looking at the metrics, it's hard to explain, but Russell Wilson this should be a smash Russ game right here. I mean, if it's not, then it's time to start packaging a trade or just waiver wire him at this point. Number 17. I am not sticking with the list here. This guy is so impressive for a rookie that it is crazy. C.J. Stroud, which I said is the best rookie coming out of this class, and 100% he is. The only reason I have him so low is because he's playing Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is going to blitzkrieg him so much. It's going to be scary with TJ Watt. I mean, He's got 300 average yards a game, 906 passing yards. That's top 10 in passing yards. I think it's like number 3 actually. So the volume that the Texans get from playing from behind and Tank Dell's emergence and Nico Collins' emergence have been impressive. But that is C.J. Stroud. I mean, this guy is hitting passes that are just unrookie like for him. I really haven't seen, I'm not going to say I haven't seen one like it, but he is looked really phenomenal for a rookie coming out. 121 pass attempts, man. Third most in the NFL. Fourth most in passing yards. I was off by 1. So, I mean, he's top 10 in every passing metric. It's just the Texans. I don't know how good of a team they really are. They did get a big win last week. Number 5 in EPA, too. Like, he's looking the part, but I feel like the Pittsburgh defense here is why I have him so low. Like, if he was, say he was in Brock Purdy's position playing Arizona, I'd have him top 12, right? But playing the Steelers, they're going to bring the house. So I'm going to put CJ Stroud at 17. At 18, Jared Goff. Thursday night football gets the Packers. So Green Bay actually hasn't been as bad as people think defensively. I mean, offensively, they came back in a, really, really nice comeback for Jordan Love against the Saints last week, 18-17. And the Carr did get hurt. I don't know how much that really helped. Jameis Winston actually didn't play bad either. But Jared Goff, 10 deep balls over 25 plus yards, number 6. They don't even have Jamison Williams to take the top off the edge. He'll be back in week 7, so he's almost back. Number 1 in money throws. Number 2 in yards per attempt at 8 yards. All yards per attempt average, number 4. Everything he has, fantasy points per drop back, he averages 0.5, top 10. Number 9 in true completion percentage. Number 5 in deep ball completion percentage. Number 5 in pressure completion. Red zone, he hasn't missed one pass. 100% completion in the red zone. And this guy was drafted in like the 9th or 10th round. Just makes no sense. This guy is always a floor level great quarterback play. But the Packers D is kind of good. Jair Alexander could be on Amon-Ra St. Brown, shadow him the whole time. Could be a Josh Reynolds sighting. Could be another Sam Laporta sighting. But the weapons are there. I like Jared Goff a ton heading into Thursday. I'm going to stick with that same game, too. He's finally Jordan Love. Talk about super impressive. This guy has been super impressive. I did not think he would look this good at all, taking the Aaron Rodgers job in Green Bay. And Jordan Love has done all of this without Christian Watson the whole time, without Aaron Jones last week. They should both be healthy. I saw a Christian Watson saying, I plan on playing Thursday today. Aaron Jones said the same thing, plan on playing Thursday today. So the only bad part with this is he's not in the top 20 of completion percentage, but I do expect that to get better. He's 53%. That's not great, but he still has 655 passing yards. He's not really top 10 in many metrics. That's, kind of a problem thing, but he is winning games and they're tough opponent wins for them. So he is number 5 at QBR at 81.1. I mean, but now that you get the specimen Christian Watson back, I expect all of it to change here a little bit and get Aaron Jones involved. The running game, AJ Dillon has not looked the part since he's been out. I thought AJ Dillon would be a lot better. Luke Musgrave has looked very good, actually, but I'm going to leave Jordan Love at 19. I do expect this to be a shootout. I mean, they're going to have to try and keep up with Detroit. I'm going to say it's going to go over 55, maybe like 27, 25, or 30, 28, something like that. But there should be points flying in this game. So I like Jordan Love at 19 this week. At number 20, I am not even going to go with Deshaun Watson here. I don't know how the Fantasy Pros guys don't have Dak in here. So Dak Prescott. I know he just had the horrific interception to lose to the Cardinals, which I think like 99% of the voting world, or betting world, not voting world, betting world, had the Cowboys to win this game and cover the spread. It was one of those games where you just play down to your opponent. I can't explain that loss to the Cardinals at all. But Dak hasn't even had, and that was a chance for them to open up the offense, which was scary. So their first 2 games, they were up so big, they didn't even get to open up the offense. Now they were down to the Cardinals, and the offense still wasn't opened up. That was kind of, I'm gonna say, like, I didn't see it coming. They should be better. But the plus side here, when they get in the red zone, they are throwing the ball. They are not using Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle like you think. He has thrown 18 red zone attempts in games where they've been up. That is number one in the NFL. That is something you have to like. He's number 4 on money throws. He's still number 8 in deep ball completion percentage. True completion percentage, he's number 7. QBR, he's number 2. True passer rating, he's number 9. All the metrics are there. Just get him in the game. I mean, I feel like he's been missing so much time because blowouts, and then the Cardinals game was just a aberration or something. That was just one of those weird games that happens. I mean, it's not supposed to happen, but did happen. But I'm going to put Dak at 20. I'm going to leave Deshaun Watson and Matt Stafford on the left, and then pick from some sleepers here at the bottom. So the first one is going to be Jameis Winston. Now, Jameis Winston, I mean, if you just watched last night, Tampa Bay was supposed to have a good run defense. I guess they'd never played, Eagles pass rush like that, but he's got so many weapons. Like I could see this being the Tampa Bay defense is actually bad. I can see this being like a smash Winston game. Carr looks like he's week to week, is what they're updating right now with the shoulder. So he's not going to be in there. I'm like 99% positive he's not going to be in there this week. If you give Jameis Winston, Chris Olave, who will take the top off, Michael Thomas across the middle, Alvin Kamara is also back, guys. Don't forget that as well. I mean, this is a Jameis Winston spotlight game here, especially DFS or something like that. I like Winston a ton in DFS, especially for the cheap value. But I'm gonna leave him at 21 for now, and I think he's a great sleeper dart throw, especially 2 QB leagues, or double flex, whatever you run. I like Winston as that kind of value. Sleeper number 2, Kenny the Man Pickett. He gets the Houston Texans at Houston. Their defense has been better than advertised as the bad Texans. That's not the case this year. I mean, I feel like he needs Deontay Johnson back. He finally found a little rhythm, but it was against the Raiders. So, I mean, I don't know how much I really believe in the Kenny Pickett bounce back at the moment off a Raider game. I mean, the Raiders let everyone come back to life somehow. So, I mean, I'm going to put him as my sleeper number 2 this week. Number 3 is Mac Jones. So Mac Jones, before last week versus the Jets, which is an elite defense, was number 1 in pass attempts, number 1 in pass yards. All the metrics were through the roof. And then they played the Jets, and now everyone's like falling asleep on Mac Jones. You cannot let that be the case here. I know he does get Dallas, but look what Josh Dobbs just did to the Dallas D. So, I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen again. That was, like I said before, that was one of those things that was just crazy weird to me. But Mac Jones has looked better, more confident in the pocket. Like, Belichick has it going way better than last year where the Bailey Zappi nonsense was happening and we don't know and blah, blah, blah. I like the play as like a 2 QB play. But man, if Dallas falls down again here to New England, Cowboy fans are going to get really nervous. I mean, really, really nervous. So number 4, who just came off 0, Sam Howell, just got dudded by the Buffalo Bills defense, who scored 33 points against the Redskins. I don't expect that to be the case here with the Eagles D. The Eagles secondary is really beat up. They're number 1 worst, or like number 3 worst. I think they dropped down a little bit, or went up a little bit after that Tampa game. They were number 1 worst heading in there. So Sam Howell, he has all the weapons. I mean, Logan Thomas should be back healthy for this game. And surprisingly, Logan Thomas has been a crazy, highly targeted tight end. And no Trayvon Diggs. That means McLaurin should get more freedom. That means I should see Jahan Dotson wake up at some point in 2023. Hopefully. I mean, this should be another nice DFS play, nice double QB play right here. I don't know about starting any of these guys in a 1 QB. If I had to pick one of them to start in a 1 QB, probably Winston, just because the weapons around him and the matchup he has. But my 5th sleeper is gonna be Desmond Ridder. Now, I know you're gonna say Falcons passing game, and it's bad. But this game is to me is going to be like that. Trevor Lawrence has to just let it go right here because the Jags are also in that same situation of like what is going on in Jacksonville. So I feel like Trevor Lawrence comes out, they ball out, the Falcons fall way behind. I'm gonna say that they're behind by like 2-3 scores in this game. If they're not, I'm really worried about Jacksonville after this game. And Desmond Ritter's gonna have to pass. But I thought that was gonna happen like with Detroit last week. And I mean, look at Kyle Pitts did nothing, Drake London did nothing, Bijan Robinson did nothing. The Falcons are mainly really a run heavy when they're a head team, and besides that, it doesn't look good. But I'm gonna throw him as a dart throw. If you're like injured, or Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr or something like that, you need to pick up Desmond Ridder. Or if Anthony Richardson doesn't pass concussion protocol, I think he will for sure. But Desmond Ridder could be a nice late dart throw to me. And again, these are the sleepers. I did leave, Deshaun Watson and Stafford just out of the top 20. That's all that is. Like I would play these guys over these for sure. But I was just doing a top 20 and then a sleeper. And then Jimmy G's in concussion protocol. We don't know about him. And it's Jimmy G. I mean, I'm a Niner fan. I know all about Jimmy G. That is it for my QB tier list for week 4, guys. As always, if you like the content below, like and subscribe. Help your boy out. It's greatly appreciated. I'm trying to bring you the best fantasy football content to help you win your leagues. And if you have any questions or anything, drop them down below. I'll try and answer them all, whatever it is, trades, rosters, lineups, anything. Always here to help. And my next video will be running back tiers, wide receiver tiers, and tight end tiers. And I'll try to get the defense and kicker today too, man. It's going to be a grind. But thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.